This episode is powered by Fuse Energy. Winter is all about energy. Switching on Christmas lights, warming your home for a cozy night in, keeping the TV on for all the festive fixtures.
And Fuse keeps things simple thanks to their fixed rates, cheap tariffs and 24/7 support.
Better yet, Alan, Fuse is the fastest growing energy company in the UK, and you can play a part in building the infrastructure for clean, affordable energy by referring land to Fuse for renewables development. Not only will you claim your place on the starting lineup of the clean energy revolution, you can earn a £2,000 reward by referring 20 acres or more of land to Fuse for solar projects.
They're building a system that proves renewable power can be affordable, scalable in practice, and accessible to everyone, not just an idea on a tactics board.
For more information about land referrals and energy powering the full festive fixture list, head to land@fuseenergy.com. Hello and welcome to The Rest is Football with Alan Shearer, Micah Richards and me, Gary Lineker. We've got another episode of Premier League Greats, the moments that made them. Well, this week's episode is about someone that you two have probably played against, possibly with, Alan, I'm not sure. Come to it in a minute, but a certain, one of the great midfielders of the Premier League era. Some people would say the best of the Premier League era. We can have that debate once again. A Liverpool legend, a certain Steven Gerrard. Stevie G.
He's the best.
Do you think so?
He's the best.
You've always said that.
He's the best. All round, defending, attacking, passing, scoring goals, crosses, pass, everything.
You could do
He was
it.
a complete midfielder, without doubt. And all these people who say, he's never won a Premier League. Yeah, but look at some of the teams he played in.
Yeah, that wasn't the greatest Liverpool era, was it?
No.
Yeah.
He won the Champions League, dragged them through that. He's just phenomenal.
Yeah.
He's unbelievable. Playing against him and playing with him, played with him for England as well.
Yeah.
In training, he was the best by far. There was always levels and he was just above. Rio Ferdinand and JT, could see they was different
Defenders.
level. But as a midfielder, I never played with Scholes, so I don't know. And everyone talks about
Scholes was a passer, wasn't he? Probably the greatest passer of the football in that era. But
Lampard as well.
But Lampard will get more goals.
It's different.
They're all different, and that's why I always think this argument is a little bit...
It's almost impossible.
Almost impossible.
When you talk about passing, by the way, and Scholes, Gerrard was unbelievable at passing. I mean, the way he used to move and ping it.
He crossed over slightly, didn't he?
Crossed over slightly with England, yeah. He was in Euro 2000, made his debut just before Euro 2000. But that was obviously a tournament that we didn't do very well in, so it probably wasn't a great start to his England career. But I couldn't go up against the argument that you think he's the best, because he could do almost everything a midfielder needs. The engine up and down, goals when his team needed it, important goals. I mentioned the Champions League, FA Cup final.
Yes, leader though, wasn't he?
Really nice guy as well. I worked with him quite a lot for BT Sport when I did the Champions League, and he was a pundit during that quite a lot. And he really knows the game as well. Obviously he went into management, didn't he? Yeah. I wonder if he'll try and bounce back. I suspect he might want to have another pop at it, because he did particularly well at Rangers, didn't he? I thought he was a bit unlucky. At the Villa, they went quite early. I think it was his first really sticky spell, and he was out. But we're here to focus more on his playing career. I think we'll start early on, really, in 2005, because he'd had a lot of speculation, hadn't he, about whether he was going to leave for Chelsea. I think Mourinho wanted to sign him.
Gerrard! Oh, what about that? That was really special from the Liverpool captain.
That, Micah, is a volley.
Hold on.
That's a volley, yeah.
Are you starting this nonsense again? It's just bounced up from it. Go back on that, H.
Great volley.
That is not a volley, that's a half volley. It's bounced.
No, half volley's when the ball's going up off the ground. Let's not start this again.
What do you think that's a volley?
I don't think, I know.
It is a volley.
But how is that a volley though?
Because it's in the air.
he's bounced.
It's in the air.
But the technique is superb.
Well, let's put it this way, it's a hell of a bloody goal. I mean,
That's one of the best volleys I've ever seen.
it's more than half. You can't call that half anything, can you?
No way that's a half volley. That is a great volley.
Are you a volley half empty or a volley half full?
It's ridiculous.
It is. But it was interesting around that period, wasn't it? And, I mean, you were at Newcastle. It's slightly different because you had the chance to go perhaps to Manchester United before you went to Newcastle.
Yeah.
You weren't already there. So it is slightly different. But there's that pull of your boyhood club against possibly winning more, which would have been the case, I suspect, for Stevie, because he would have been in a very, very good Chelsea side under Mourinho. Whereas at that time at Liverpool, it was not their best period. Latterly, they were probably a stronger side when they just missed out on the title. But is the heartstrings over the head?
No, there's definitely heart. But I think what also comes with that is extra pressure. The expectation of you, because you're a local boy and it's your team, your area, and everyone looks to you to be the difference. You know, when you go into the big games, it's you're the captain, you're the local boy, you have to do something to get us. And that comes with an extra pressure, but I don't think, I mean...
How close were you to going, though, without trying to upset the Newcastle fans? You know,
Close to Man United?
To Man United.
Oh, yeah, before... It was going to be either Newcastle or Man United, and I'd made the decision, really. The house was chosen. I was that far from choosing from going to Man United.
Was it Keegan?
Kevin asked for one last chat, ironically, in Manchester Airport, and said, could I have another half an hour with you? And I did. I just thought, what am I doing? I just got to go back home. Go back to Newcastle where I left 10 years earlier. Yeah. And so that, it was really, really close, yeah.
So it was Keegan who just, that little chat?
Yeah, just that little nudge of thinking, I've got to go back home.
Did you have the balls to call Sir Alex?
I did. I thought it was the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Was to ring Sir Alex.
And?
So I rang him and there was no answer. So I thought, I have to speak to him. I rang him again, there was no answer. So I thought, a third time I'll have to leave.
Did he already know by this stage that you'd changed your mind?
He must have had an
Otherwise
inkling.
he'd been answering,
Otherwise he would have answered the phone, yeah.
Yeah, but did you ring him properly? You one bell someone and put it down just so I can't answer. I knew what he was up to. I tried to ring, he didn't answer.
No, I rang him and I let it ring and ring and ring and there's no answer. I rang him again, I let it ring and ring and ring, no answer. So I thought the third time, and then it went on to answer phone. I thought I have to leave a message, and it was like, and I thought, can you call me back? No, I didn't. There was no sorry. I just left a message and said, this is the situation. I thought it was the right thing I'd speak to you, so if you would like to ring me back. And guess what?
He never did.
He never rang me back.
Well, Steven Gerrard was slightly different, obviously. There was a lot of talk about going, and obviously I think, football fans never really see the whole situation, do they? And I think it became very difficult to leave. And in the end, even though it looked like it was almost done, probably slightly different, your circumstances, but similar in some ways. In the end, he didn't leave.
I'm glad he didn't leave, though.
17 years he ended up.
Yeah, but he might have won more at Chelsea at that time, or Real Madrid, but he's an absolute legend of the football club. And there were so many good players in Chelsea side, one of many. But there's never going to be another Steven Gerrard at Liverpool. No. That's how good he is. That's the impact he has.
I think when you go through that particular football club, Liverpool, and you look at the greats that have played there, and whenever you go through the lists, you will always get Steven Gerrard mentioned. I think that sort of tells you how good he is. To be associated with the greats of that great club, then you have to be something very special. Yeah. And I think there's no doubt that he was.
There's rumours that the fans didn't allow him to leave, weren't they?
Well, that was always the rumour. Whether there's any truth in that or no.
Imagine someone turning up at your house saying, "You're not going anywhere, mate." All right, no problem.
That'll be fine. No problem. I'll stay then. And he did stay, obviously. And because he stayed that season, or the next season, of course, they went and won the Champions League. And that Istanbul night, I mean, he was the one that drove that comeback as well.
Definitely.
I mean, he really was. I mean, how they won that game is hard to explain even to this day because Milan was so good. But he pulled them back into it.
Do you remember some of the players in that Milan side as well?
I know.
Oh my God. 3-0 down at half time, and then he just. We talk about leadership. He just got a different aura around him. You know, just when he's in the dressing room and whatnot, you're looking up to him. And I told a story about me borrowing his boots, didn't he? It's just, he's so selfless. But once he gets on that whack on the pitch, it's just...
You borrowed his boots?
Yeah, I borrowed his boots, didn't I?
Did you start pinging the ball 40, 50 yards
I
across?
was unbelievable in training.
Get up!
I've told you this story before.
I know you're lying.
I've told you this before.
It's just proof, really, that...
It was the boots. It was all in the boots, wasn't it? Yeah.
Was it those Adidas Predators?
Predators, mate.
Was it?
Yeah, there was 8, I think it was 8.5 as well. I was 9.5. And
It's, what? So you were
I
size
told
2?
you the story, the kit man, do you remember?
Yeah.
He left my boots, well, he put 2 left, didn't he? And then I had to knock on...
He'd watch you play a lot, so that's what he did.
And then I knocked on his... And I was like, Stevie, sorry, mate. My first England camp as well. Can I borrow your boots? He gave me his
First
boots.
England camp, you didn't have your boots.
I was unbelievable in that training session. You know what? I want to get footage of it. I was unbelievable.
I want to see it. I want
Yeah.
to see it. And it takes us on to our next moment. Just going on a bit, and it's just a penalty actually we've chosen in a victory for Liverpool at Old Trafford. But it was really about the era, wasn't it? This was Liverpool United's era, wasn't it?
You know when you say it's just a penalty? I mean, it's just a penalty at Old Trafford against your biggest rivals.
He won the penalty as well.
And the vast majority of the ground are praying for you to miss it.
Definitely a penalty.
Then you're under huge pressure.
Sticks it away. Look at him, little turn. You know where he's going now?
This is the famous one, which is why we've chosen it. Obviously, he kisses the camera.
Yeah.
Kisses the badge.
Yeah.
Kisses the camera.
What?
Iconic shot, that wasn't it?
You know that rivalry maker? Mm-hmm. You've obviously played for City. The rivalry, I guess, is bigger Man United-Liverpool than it is Man United-Man City.
Yeah, historically.
Yeah.
Because they would argue they're the 2 biggest clubs in England. And they was always battling it out, wouldn't they? But then Man City come to the scene. I would still say Liverpool, Man United, they'd say it's the biggest game.
Yeah.
But when we won the league in 2011, 2012, do you remember the whole thing with Fergie, noisy neighbours and all that sort of thing?
Yeah.
And we was just coming to our own then. And when we won the league, it was just...
I think it's one of the great strengths of the English league. I'll say English league because I do believe football existed before the Premier League took place. But we've always had different times, different... Well, there's always the rivalries, but in terms of the domination of football clubs, if you go to Spain, for example, it's nearly always the 2 big boys, Real Madrid and Barcelona. You get occasional teams that will come in, Atletico, but there's still not a massive rivalry over that period. Even in Italy, you know, Juve or the 2 Milan sides. But then if you go to the English league over different eras, you can go back to a time when it was Leeds, Arsenal, things like that. Then it was Liverpool, Arsenal, and then over at different times, the era of Chelsea and Liverpool, Chelsea, Manchester United, Arsenal, Manchester United, that great period. And now we'd probably go, what would it be at the moment? Liverpool, Manchester City. In recent years. So I think that's one of the great strengths of our league is that even though there might be teams that are dominant in certain periods of a couple of clubs, but overall it does seem to change from time to time.
Looks like it's changing now, Man City, Arsenal, doesn't it?
Exactly, it could well be because we've gone through the Man City Liverpool period and now it does look like it might be Arsenal, Man City.
Yeah.
Or Arsenal, Man City and Liverpool. And who knows, maybe and you know, Chelsea could come back. You don't know. Whereas a lot of leagues, it's always the same. Like you go to France, it's PSG and times it's one of the others, maybe occasionally like Monaco or Marseille. But
that's the standard that you were chasing when City came onto the noisy neighbours, as Sir Alex said, that was the push to try and catch those, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Man United.
Man United were the best team in terms of not just on the field, off the field as well. They knew exactly what they needed to do, always had the best players, obviously had the greatest manager in the Premier League till Pep came.
Yeah.
And they was the bar.
Yeah.
They set the bar for everyone. And it was always difficult because throughout the youth, they was the best. And then they go and win the title. So when we won the league in 2012, we just couldn't believe it. That's why we dropped off the season after. They won it in 2013, didn't they? And they didn't even have an amazing squad. It was just Fergie getting them over the line.
This episode is brought to you by Squarespace. New year, new website for your business, and Squarespace makes it easy. Choose from a lineup of professional templates, customized with simple drag and drop tools, and let their AI builder help you create a polished site in just a few steps. Head to squarespace.com/football for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, use offer code FOOTBALL to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain.
I mean, talking of rivalries, the Merseyside derby is always... I mean, I know Liverpool have had the best of it for quite some time now, certainly since Stevie's day. And he scored a hat-trick, didn't he, in a Merseyside derby.
Thwarted by the goalkeeper, and Gerrard scores!
I mean, I was fortunate enough to play in 3 Merseyside derbies and my 1 season at Everton. And
What was the results?
1-1, lost 2. Unfortunately, one was the FA Cup final. Scored in all 3 though, Alan.
Did you?
Well,
You did your job then? Is that what
Yeah, it
you're
wasn't
saying?
my
Yeah.
fault. Wasn't my fault. I mean, to score a hat-trick in a Merseyside derby, quite tasty.
And still Suarez and Gerrard, this time in front of the Kop, doubles Liverpool's derby lead.
What was the atmosphere like back then? Was it similar to now?
Well, yeah. I mean, even better, I would say.
Would you say even better back then?
There tend to be more people in the grounds and stuff.
Oh, okay.
You know, in those days. There was standing back then and all that, so it was unbelievable atmosphere in the grounds. So probably more fans.
What was it like though, scoring in the derby? What was the feeling?
Well, I think Steven Gerrard knows quite well.
Searching with Gerrard, who can run at this now and lay it on for Suarez, and Suarez for Gerrard! Hat-trick in front of the Kop on derby night!
It's so special because it's the game that means the most. Did you not score in Manchester derby? Did you?
No, just assists.
You scored against...
Just do my job.
Just assists. Well, that's
Just
good.
assists, I mean, yeah.
But it's, I don't know, it's like an ordinary goal times about 5, probably.
And what's it like on that afterwards? I know we...
Well, it depends whether you win or lose, doesn't it?
Yeah, the one that you won, you said.
The one that win at Anfield. Oh, that was amazing.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
Can you imagine the feeling though for him, Gerrard, then scoring a
Yeah.
hat-trick?
Yeah.
You're a kid growing up and you've seen all these greats playing in these derbies and then the local boy goes and then scores a
I think that
hat-trick
probably
against
even...
the rivals.
I mean, it means even more if you're a local boy. I'm sure. I mean, you
Absolutely,
know
yeah.
that feeling.
Yeah,
You're
definitely.
I mean...
Definitely, yeah, because everyone who you've been brought up with, and all the kids he used to knock around with at school and play on all those parks, could only dream of playing in the derby, let alone scoring a hat trick in a derby. So,
Have you scored a hat-trick in a derby?
not against Sunderland. No, scored against them and missed against them. Before you mention it,
Your last goal was there,
my
though,
last
right?
ever touch of a football was against Sunderland. Yeah.
I watched that the other night when I was watching them clips of you
Yeah.
for some reason.
But for the local lad to do that is bloody amazing.
I suppose when talking about Steven Gerrard and his life in the Premier League, one of the moments, I mean, we have to pick is the slip.
Oh, and Gerrard has slipped, and Demba Ba is through here for Chelsea. It's Ba, he scores in front of the Kop. Catastrophe for the Liverpool skipper.
I mean, of all the players for it to happen to, I mean, that can happen to anyone at any point, that kind of slip.
Yeah, but it lasts longer because we've spoke about all the positives of the local boy scoring a hat-trick. Yeah. Then you've got the other side of it, the horrible side of it, as in the local boy making an error, which then turns into an error that costs the league. It's like, so that you can imagine the hurt and the pain.
I was devastated.
There are two things. One, the slight miscontrol, then the slip, and then at the end, the ball going in, and he's the one who goes and picks it out the net to take it to the kickoff.
The goalkeeper's got to help him out, though. The ball goes through his legs. Yeah. Come out. Go back on that H, please. Let me just see that again. Go back a bit, please, H, on this. Look, he's obviously made a slip now. Goalkeeper, come out, help him. He's just standing there like doing fucking starfish. rubbish.
Where's he supposed to go, the
Just
keeper?
come and help. Oh my God! Come and help him out. He's allowed him to get set, get his touch.
Who was the keeper?
Oh my God! Was it Milne? Oh. Look at him. I was gutted for him then. Gutted.
I was as well.
I was
for him.
devastated for him.
Yeah.
Could happen to anyone but him.
Yeah.
Just because that was his moment. That was a time to win the Premier League.
Yeah.
And it just, goalkeeper, why is he stood there? Come out.
I don't think
Where are you an expert goalkeeper?
Look,
I think
his touch.
I think
his touch, it should be there.
I think his position's all right. The keeper.
No, I
He's
don't.
slightly unlucky. It's gone through his legs.
No.
The hurt and the pain.
That would have been it. It ended up being a pretty iconic moment. And then he had an emotional farewell at Anfield. I mean, they lost the game, but it really didn't. It wasn't about that, was it? Before his transfer to LA Galaxy, had a little bit of a sabbatical in LA. Family came out with him, obviously.
Great send-off, wasn't it?
Yeah, look at that.
Captain.
Deserved it.
A real leader as well. I mean, do you think, that side of him as well?
Well, you look up, I think when you see a leader, you want sticky moments for a team, you need someone to stand up. And that's what he did when Liverpool needed him, didn't he? That Champions League and FA Cup and all of that. So, amazing player.
You played with him and Scholes, sorry. Who was better? Not better. I don't want to say better.
Different
but
one.
Yeah.
So different. I mean, they were both great players. They were great at what they did, and they were both great at different things. And could produce special moments when you needed them as well, But I don't know.
It's too hard to say, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Because they were both great players.
Yeah. It's the same as we started it. We might as well finish it with this, but with which one and which two would you play and all this sort of stuff. But in those days, you remember that with England, they used to play the 4-4-2, and they used to stick one of them out on the left, and it never really worked. And I think there might be a similar conundrum for Tuchel now in the thing where you can't fit everyone in. Yeah. But if you end up putting, however good they are, if you put a square peg in a round hole, it doesn't tend to work. So I think Tuchel gets that, and he's almost said that. But I think what you could have done in those days is to adapt a system. I mean, it was Sven, really, wasn't it? At that point, was a stickler for the old-fashioned 4-4-2. And in that case, you can't play those three players.
No.
Really. Change the system. Imagine in a 4-3-3 now. You could easily play those two, couldn't you? You could play, imagine Scholes as a holding player and Lampard and Gerrard as 2-8. I mean, really?
I know, yeah.
I used to do my head in. You say, well, they can't. Oh, yes, you can if you change your system slightly. But nowadays, with different systems, you can do that. Obviously, with England at present, there's probably a little bit. It's going to be
difficult.
Yeah, but what a problem to have. I mean,
but is it though? Is it a problem? Is it a good problem to have?
Yes,
because
it's better than having no talent, Mike. I trust you. You can't win with no. We can't
but
win with that.
Would you play Bellingham, Rodgers, Foden? They all want to play the same position.
Palmer.
It's going to be difficult.
Yeah.
Right?
I think he's strong enough to go, this is what we're doing, and that's it. You buy it, you don't buy it, and I think that's it's about trying to win it.
Yeah, but even if they don't win, then they're going to say, we should have put in win,
Yeah, but everyone will do that, and that's how it is. But if you're winning, it's fine. That's all you got to do is win. Steven Gerrard did a lot of winning as well. He didn't win the league with Liverpool, but I remember it also, just going back quickly, I was in Cardiff when the West Ham final, the FA Cup final.
That goal.
Yeah, that goal he scored there. He got cramp. He was down with cramp, and then he somehow gets up and hits that thunderous goal from 30 yards or something to get them into extra time. I mean, to equalise in the last minute, and then they got through and they won a penalty shootout. That was another one of his many victories. I think we can all agree, whether we say he's the greatest midfield player in Premier League history, or you can have a difference of opinion. One thing we can say categorically, he was one of the best.
Yeah,
correct.
Absolutely.
Not just midfield players, any player.
Yeah.
Any kind of player. Okay, that's it for this special episode. Goodbye from me.
Goodbye from me.
Goodbye from me.